What's up, everybody? It's your boy Nunzi. I'm super excited to show you guys a back workout. Yes, not a glute workout today. It's gonna be a back workout. Back is such an important muscle group. There's many ways to train the back, and I'm gonna show you guys kind of a staple back day that I like to do. So, kicking it off is chin-ups. I always like to start my back day with chin-ups. I think that any kind of chin-up is such a good exercise to really warm up the whole back as well as your biceps. I also struggle with chin-ups. I'm pretty bottom heavy, so this is a great exercise to kind of get out of the way. I don't like to save my chin-ups for later down the road, so start them off. Now, the thing with when you're doing chin-ups, the whole key behind the movement is keeping your elbows tucked in. You're gonna see a lot in our back workout today about keeping my elbows tucked in. That's gonna really engage the lat. Like, you could even just try this at home right now, having your shoulders, look at my lat here. You can see the whole lat exposed and I'm driving in. This sort of idea is what I'm looking for on a chin up. So, I like to go pretty tight grip here and all the way up and slowly come down, really getting that full stretch. I like to stretch for a little bit as I pull myself up, always kind of holding as I come down. Nice stretch. And all the way up, oh my God, and come down. So, chin-ups are the first exercise I do. Gonna bang out 50 chin-ups to really kind of get it going. If you can't do a chin-up, then start on the assisted pull-up. The assisted pull-up works really well, or you can even use a band. You see a lot of people that will tie a band, put their feet under there, but chin-up is a really great way to start the back day. Number 2 on the day is a classic back row. This might be one of the tougher exercises I see in the gym poorly executed. Back can be tricky because there's some rules that apply and don't apply. So for example, when you're doing any kind of a row, it's all really about retraction of the shoulders. However, when you do train your back, if you want to train, see, there's 2 ways to train for the back. You can train for the width, right? Hello. Or you can train for thickness. So things like rowing primarily is gonna work on thickness, as in any kind of a pull down will work on the width. Now the kicker, and this is the pro tip, is that when you're when you're working the width, you actually wanna have your shoulders forward. This is extremely rare. You're breaking a rule here, because typically most exercises, your scapula is retracted. But when you're training your lats, you can even see, like look at my lats here. So they're exposed. And then when I retract, they're hidden. So if you're training your lat, doing a lat pull down, you know, as we just did our chin-ups, your shoulders are actually a little bit forward. As in when I'm rowing, I wanna really get that retraction. So man, this is a really poorly executed exercise because a lot of people don't understand how to hip hinge. The setup is key in the row. So I have a little bit of bend in my knee. Always wanna have a little bit of bend in the knee. I'm sticking my glutes out like I'm setting up for a deadlift. Now, sort of the rule that I have is following the angle of the quad. A lot of people kind of roll like this and they get up in the traps. You want to roll back. You're pulling your elbows back. Like I said, you're always driving back. Taking a nice, shoulder width grip and rowing right into the belly button. Getting nice squeeze. As you can see, there's a slight arch in my back. And I'm rowing into my stomach. I'm not rowing up like this. I'm rowing into my stomach, squeezing it nice and tight. 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. My advice on the row, go light. Gosh, you don't need to go heavy on a row. That is a no-no. You really want to go high reps on this. I did 50 reps on the chins. I'm going to do 100 reps, 4x25 here on the row, and really get that pump. I feel with the back, you want to chase the pump. You really want to get that back nice and full of blood. And I like to do an overhand grip on the barbell. You could do an underhand grip. I just did the underhand grip. Remember, when you do underhand stuff like chin-ups or, if I'm underhand rowing, it's going to work a lot more bicep and will work more lat. If I go overhand grip, you're going to hit more of the rear delt and the upper back. So once again, what do you want to hit? What do you want to focus on? That's why back is kind of special, because the way you set up can really determine which part of the back you hit. All right, we're moving on. Look at that. It's not bad. It's so good when the gym has good natural lighting. They can't hear you, by the way, because you're not mic'd up. Anyway, guys, moving on to our third lift here of the back workout. Gonna be doing some single arm rows. Always like to hit single arm stuff. Always gotta isolate. Look at that, eh? You can see my reflection in the mirror. It's golden. Anyway, this is an incredible exercise. Now, the key here is the setup. So one of the big things when you're doing this is you really want to make sure you're parallel. So you see how my body's in a parallel line. I'm not leaning too far up like this. I'm really staying bent over. And the idea is that it's hand to pocket. So like what I'm thinking about is my weight's gonna start here and I'm driving it back to the pocket. Similar to the back row, you don't want to come up like this. You really want to go hand to pocket, and that's proper row. This is proper lat engagement. As I'm rowing, squeezing in just like this. Nice, slow, controlled, squeezing in. Getting a really good stretch of the lat as I drive and pull back. Really slow eccentrics. I like doing really slow eccentrics on these as I pull and drive back. I'm keeping that core tight and I'm staying bent over. You'll notice when you want to get tired and you start cheating, you're going to come up a little bit. You definitely want to stay low in this movement as you drive back. Super controlled. So I really work the eccentrics on these. If you don't know what an eccentric is, it's the negative. So instead of just jerking it, I'm going to hold it in 4, 3, 2, 1, starting position, and fire back. Hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1. So I'm going to do 3 sets of 8 on this guy to really work each side of the lat. So back is pretty pumped up here. This is one of my favorite supersets of all time. So what we're going to be doing here is a wide grip lat pull down, superset it with a straight arm lat pull down. Now, a couple of key tips on this. So I actually like to turn the other way when I do my pull downs. So I use the back pad so I can extend back a little bit. That's the hack. Big chest, really get that good stretch. And as I'm driving my elbows in, I'm using the back pad as my gauge for stopping. Most people, they don't get all the way down. They kind of do a half rep. You want to really, to get that lat, come all the way down. So I'm going to get some nice clean reps here, bridge squeezes. Remember, when you're training your back especially, you really want to milk that isometric hold, really want to milk that squeeze. You're keeping your chest up, that core nice and tight, and it's a great lat engagement there. Oh yeah. So we're going to bang out 15 here. Now, once I bang out my 15, I'll stand up, and I'm going to set up for the wide straight pull down. So this is, go a little lighter there. This is a lat maker. So come over here, Brownie. So come right in front of me, show them the lat spread. So as we talked about before, when I pull my arms out like this, I'm gonna get super big lats. So it's a pretty simple motion. Keeping my arms pretty straight, you can have a slight bend in it to protect your elbows, but I'm getting that good stretch and then squeezing down to top of quad. Right down to top of quad again. This is not enough. You wanna hit your quads as you come up, and you're keeping your chest up as you squeeze and contract down. One of my favorite lines I've always used in my training was Arnie. Arnie said, train how you want to look, right? So, an easy rule of thumb when you're doing any exercise, this could be upper body, lower body, you always want to keep good posture. You have to catch yourself doing that, because what will happen is when you get tired, your body will naturally start to help itself out. In bodybuilding, you really want to isolate muscles. So you don't want your body to help you. That's why going heavier is not always the best play, starting lighter, but always having that mentality of training how you want to look. I'm always keeping that big chest as I squeeze down. And I go right to about face level here, and I squeeze in and get that good hold. So I'm gonna do another 15 reps here. So I like to go back and forth. Once I hit my 15, I'll come back down for another set here of lat pull downs. It's such a great superset. One of my all-time favorites for the back. Ooh. So back is getting pretty cooked. Today's back workout, I like to focus more on width. I'm more of an aesthetic guy, so I really like to work width. This is a really cool exercise that I've made up. I haven't really seen too many people do this one, but it really works well. So check it out. It's on a seated row. You want to have a handlebar sort of attachment like this. Now, the idea here is that we're bending over completely. I'm getting a good, like I'm stepping back so I can allow myself to have a good stretch. Now, here's the kicker on this. It's kind of like, I don't know why, I think of like, I call it turtling. Like same thing with the chin up, right? Like think about the chin up, right? We're kind of mimicking this movement to really hit the lower lat, the lower fin there. So I'm gonna turtle, come from more of the side there, Brownie. Kind of come with a side shot, like back up a little bit. I feel like you're a little close. Yeah, so this good stretch right here, and I'm squeezing in, just like this. I'm getting a nice, super slow stretch. I'm almost letting the handlebars slide along the bench. When I get that good stretch right there, I'm gonna squeeze in and really engage that lower lat. Oh, the pump is gnarly. Good stretch in and a good squeeze right there. Oh yeah. And once again, really milking that hold. Whew. So I like to do 2 sets of 25 on this, you know, toward the end of the back workout. But man, oh man, once you get that, it'll take a little bit to practice. So your lats are gonna fly away. So it's been a big back day. Just to recap, we started with 50 chin-ups. Big way to start a back day. We did 4 sets on the barbell back row. Another great, staple compound movement. We hit 3 sets of heavy eccentrics on the single arm row. We did that gnarly superset with the wide grip pull downs and the straight arm pull downs. We did my turtle rows, which are a NUNZI special. And like I said, this is where the back is pretty good. One of the things I've learned in my training over my 16 years of working out, guys, is that it's about quality. Less is more. Like, I come into the gym, I might do a good 12 sets, but they're really high quality sets rather than doing 30 sets that are a little bit more half-assed. So that's the idea, is when you do a set, you're going all out. It's an all out assault. You're giving it all you got. And this is what I'm gonna do here. So this is a TRX back row. I love the TRX back row. It's gonna really put a lot of, anytime we're pulling from the down motion, it's gonna really be a lot of back. And this is just a good way to polish her off. So most gyms have TRXs. And what we're looking for here is the lower I go, the harder it's gonna be. And big chest, and I'm looking at the anchor point, and I'm just going for it. We're just gonna leave it all on the floor. We're gonna do a 50 repper. If I gotta take a couple rests, that's no worries. Ugh. We're really banging them out here. Yeah, buddy. Yep. One more for the win. We'll be here all day if I actually do my 50. So that's gonna cap off one of my back workouts. And one thing I always love to do, and this doesn't, even if you're not a bodybuilder, I always recommend flexing. So at the end of my workouts, I'm just gonna do a couple of flex. I'm just gonna engage my lats, right? Because guys, growing your muscles is all about engaging your muscles, right? So especially with the lats. Lats are tricky, and just start to practice feeling your lats engage, mind-muscle connection to the lats. I always like to get, good little back pump here. I'll look in the mirror, see what's going on, and squeeze it up. So guys, this is a great back workout. Highly recommend you try it out on your next back day. I love and appreciate your support. Your boy NUNZI, get excited.